It's the match. It's a very big match for Burnley and Preston as they take on each other for a place in the second round of the EFL Cup. On Sunday we saw Burnley come 2 up before almost losing it against Luton. Zion Fleming got the winning goal, Lyle Foster off to a goal scoring start. Tonight they face Preston North End, yet to win this season, but have a very good player in Will Keane, Emil Rees, Brad Potts who can play, and Ben Whiteman the midfield general. They're not going to be slouches tonight, and with it being a derby game, you can be assured that Scott Parker will have his troops fired up for this one. This was the scene earlier as the players were getting ready for what could be a very competitive Lancashire derby. It's a hot pot, and it's a hot pot of an atmosphere as the crowd has been building up for a long time. But that's the scene at Turf Moor. It's Burnley against Preston, live from Turf Moor for a place in the second round of the Knockout Caramel Cup. And a very good evening to you, and it's an absolute crackerjack of an atmosphere here at Turf Moor, as you can tell. It is absolutely jam-packed at the club. It's a terrific hotspot of the derby. The crowd's really building to fill up now here at Turf Moor, and it's a testament to this game really that they've got this one going. It's the tie of the round undoubtedly. Of course, a big carrot for these two teams would be a Premier League team in round 2, but it's a Lancashire hotspot. It's just the cup place at stake. It's Braggy Rats 2. We're all ready to go for the kick-off. The teams are about to come out. Let me hand over to your match commentator tonight. A big good evening to our match commentator, Johnny Parry. Thank you, JB. Good evening, everybody. And what an atmosphere it is too, as the two teams come out here at Turf Moor. Expectancy here for a local derby. 25 miles separate these two clubs from East to West Lancashire, or from West to East Lancashire, as Preston have made the journey down the M65. A half-hour journey or so across the motorway. Well, Burnley line up with the same team that won so convincingly in the end against Luton. Everybody keeps their places, but there's plenty of good players on the bench. Jaden Anthony, Joe Warren, John Egan and Jay Rodriguez, who could change things possibly in the second half if it all goes wrong for Burnley. They'll hope not against the Preston side in their change strip of all blue tonight. They'll be looking to cause an upset or two. Just to run for a few of their side, Osmarich and Will Keane are amongst the top two at the moment. As regards Ben Whiteman, he's amongst the substitutes along with Emil Rees. Former Burnley player Robbie Brady starts on the bench, so too does Ched Evans. But also there's an opportunity for the likes of Jordan Storey, Jack Watmar and Brad Potts to show what they can do here in a Lancashire hot pot of a derby. The stage is set. Turf Moor is jam-packed for this first round EFL Cup game. Should be a cracker this one. Hold on to your hats, this could be an absolute doozy. And away we go, Burnley kicking off in Clarendon blue, Preston all in blue, and here's Benson for Burnley. Great atmosphere inside Turf Moor tonight. Should be an absolute and hopefully a game to match as well. Tresor dispossessed by Brad Potts. Burnley the overwhelming 6-4 favourites on current form. Certainly in recent weeks against certainly in the last couple of games, and that's a foul there on Potts. And an early free kick, in fact it's a corner. I thought it was a free kick. I've got a fair high vantage point here at Turf Moor, a bit lower, a bit higher than the vantage point we had at Kenilworth Road the other night. But Burnley did come from, they were pegged back to 2-2 and it went 3-2 in the end. McCann for Preston, knocking it in there. Keane gets up and Burnley struggle to get it away. Here's Keane on the turn, penalty. The referee, Bobby Madley, had no doubt at all, and a yellow card has been issued to Connor Roberts, I think. Well, Bobby Madley, the Yorkshire referee, had a decision to make straight away, and I have to say it was correct. And Will Keane, with 5 minutes of the first half gone, has got a golden opportunity to put Preston North End in front. Oh, and he's chipped it cheekily down the middle. And Preston go in front. Connor Roberts will be distraught about it, but it was his error. He tripped up Keane in the area, and Keane said thank you very much from the penalty spot. Cheekily chipped Trafford down the middle, and Preston get an early lead in this Carabao Cup first round tie. A terrific start for them, and their 2,500 trembling supporters in the cricket field stand at the opposite end of the ground. Well, what a moment. 6 minutes gone. Will Keane, the brother of Michael Keane, the former Burnley player, has just put another dagger in Burnley's hearts. He did it a few years ago when playing for Simon Grayson's men. Now Burnley have to hit back straight away with Benson. Brownhill. Good response from Burnley. Just a shame about the finish there from Josh Brownhill, but a lovely bit of play there. Shot came in and just wide of the target. It was very, very close. There's no doubt about that. Goal kick given. Freddie Woodman will take that goal kick. Short to Watmore. Potts. McCann. Tretor did well, but Potts stopped him. Here is Potts. Having a fine game here for Preston North End. And he gets it back once more. Brad Potter to the area. And Osmakis is made in. And should have made it too. He was clean through the flag stay down. Burnley will appeal offside. It wasn't given. And thankfully for them, Osmanic put the shot, well, an inch or two wide of the target. But it should have been 2-0 to Preston North End. And Scott Parker knows it. And, well, Paul Eckenbottom, the Preston manager, so close. We side against the odds. And let's face it, the bookmakers had Burnley as clear favourites for tonight's match. Well, they should have been 2 up. But the other end of throw for Preston has got away. And it's Zion Fleming. Now it's Foster. Now it's 1-1. 14 minutes gone. And Burnley have pegged their rivals back. Lyle Foster with his 3rd of the season. And Burnley are level. It all came from a poor throw-in straight to Zion Fleming, and he laid it across goal. No doubt about the offside. He was definitely onside. It was just a question of the finish. Would it be good enough? It was, with the start of his right foot. 1-1. And we got a game with a vengeance now. 1 apiece, and a terrific game set up in progress now. And with the scores level at this stage, I know it's a bit early to say because a lot can happen. But if it does end a draw after 90 minutes, just like the Community Shield you may have seen the other day, if it ends a draw, no extra time, it's straight to penalties. And if we get that far, I'll explain the rules later. Here's Osmatic now for Preston. Saved by Trafford only half-heartedly. And in the end, the ball knocked away to Tretor, who worked a miracle, in fact, to keep it in play. It's Fleming. And Zion Fleming is through. Fleming! Good save by Woodman. I tell you what, Burnley have, after that early setback, have really settled into their task superbly. And it should have been 2-1. 20 minutes gone. Here comes the corner. Up go the heads. John Bale was up, but it was knocked away. Josh Cullen Good effort. Good save by Woodman. A save you would expect him to make. It's free-flowing stuff, this cup tie now. Best. Bordarson. Good play from the Iceland man. Here's Fronkier. Back to Bordarson. Good play again by the two Scandinavians. And they're through now. And Keane is busting again to get in the middle. And Conor Roberts stops him. It will be a Preston corner. In fact, it's a goal kick to Burnley. Must have come off the Preston player. Final touch must have been off the Preston player as it happened. As we've just gone past the halfway mark of the first half. 1-1 in this hot pot of a derby. Even on a sort of a mild Tuesday night. It still cuts up a bit of a hot pot atmosphere. There's no doubt about that. Cullen to Roberts. Back to Cullen. Brownhill, round the corner, Watmore stops him, and Potts completes the clearance. And Potts is away again. Good play this from the Preston man, coming up to the half-hour mark of the first half. Here's Will Keane, whose penalty put Preston in front. But then Lyle Foster, some 10 minutes later, levelled it at 1-1, and that's where we are now, as we come up to the half-hour mark of this first half. Foster, good stop by Watmore. He's had a great game so far. A good first half an hour, solid as a rock. Watmore, he's had a good game. Coming in from out of the cold. Doing really well. Bordarson takes it up. Finds Will Keane. Surrounded by 4 Burnley defenders. McCann. Back to Keane. Danger here for Burnley. Keane. Good save by Trafford. Well, it could have been even more trouble there for Burnley. As Fronkier now takes the Preston corner. The danger not over yet for Burnley, not by a long chalk. They've gone short to Potts. Potts does well, gets the ball back. Shot comes in, it's well fielded by James Trafford as we approach the final 10 minutes or so of the first half. With the game deadlocked, but in the balance definitely at 1 apiece. Here's Fleming, and Fleming is away. Now then, Zion Fleming, good effort, good save by Woodman, and Potts can get it out. Maybe Fleming, if he'd replayed the opportunity again, or he had a second opportunity at it, he may have gone closer in. Burnley on top. Here's Trezor. Trezor still. Good ball. Can't find Benson though. Tell you what, for an Lancashire derby, this has been cutthroat and brilliant football. Fronkier now takes it up. Finds Keane, and Keane now gets away from his defenders, and this could be a problem. Keane has scored for Preston. Burnley caught code, and Preston North End going front again. Will Keane, the scorer. Goes the Burnley fans on the near side as well, who are not very impressed by this. But from a Preston point of view, they have every right to feel impressed. Will Keane has scored a double. And Preston lead for the second time in the cup tie. 2-1. With 5 minutes of the first half remaining, the underdogs are 2-1 up. And Burnley here have been absolutely shell-shocked by it. And it could get even worse, because here comes McCann. Osmanic, and Keane is trying to stay onside. He's on a hat-trick, of course. Best. 3 minutes to half-time. I don't think too many people expected this scoreline at this stage. It was always going to be close, but we didn't expect Preston to be 2-1 up, and that's no disrespect to them. When you look at their team compared to Burnley's, but they're wanting it more. Here's Keane, and here's Potts, and there's danger here now, and Osmanic could make it 3. What a good challenge that was. Now what's he given here? Offside, as it turns out. Thought for a moment the referee was going to say penalty, but Osmanic is, well, he's well offside. Well, just about. 4 minutes in the end of the first half. Burnley 1, Preston 2 in the Lancashire derby in the EFL Cup first round. Of course, we've got the FA Cup to come in January, of course, on the big match. Anyway, here's Osmanic. Fronkier. Osmanic has made the break, and he's onside. And this could be cans for Burnley, and Keane makes it 3. Would you believe this? Who saw this coming? Keane bags a hat-trick, completes a hat-trick. And Burnley are in big trouble. Are they heading for an early exit from the EFL Cup? The Carabao Trafford did superbly well to save the first effort. But Will Keane, well, there was never a doubt once it broke to him here, he was going to smash it into the back of the net, complete his hat-trick, and put Burnley well and truly on the rack here, as the whistle will sound in a few moments for half-time. And indeed it does. Well, would you believe that? A penalty conceded by Connor Roberts gave Preston the perfect start. As we look at Mike Trezor missing in action, but it was Will Keane with a hat-trick that's given Preston North End. He made it 1-0, then Lyle Foster made it 1-1, and then Keane with a double right at the end of the first half has given a half-time score of Burnley 1, Preston North End 3. And a warm welcome back to Turf Moor, where Burnley shell-shocked into a 3-1 deficit by the cunning finishing of Preston North End, who have kicked off the second half, or Burnley have kicked off the second half, whoever attacking the goal to my left, Preston to my right. Now here's Sir Potts again, handling into the penalty box, and Brownhill, the former Preston player, gets it away. Here's Keane, and Keane looking for a fourth one, and Burnley see the danger out and keep the ball in play to their internal credit. Lucas Pires there on home debut, not one to remember so far. Here's Roberts. Burnley need to play with a bit more purpose. I'm sure Scott Parker had them in the changing room. Here's Foster. He's clean through this time. Foster now for Burnley. 3-2. Now Burnley have got themselves back in it. They needed it in more ways than one. It's Lyle Foster. The Burnley fans can't believe again. Foster got away, drew the keeper out, and with the right foot does the rest. That's his 5th goal of the season, and brings Burnley within 1 and Foster within 1 of a hat-trick. And we still may well have a grandstand finish here at Turf Moor this evening. It was a goal that was badly needed. And it's 3-2 to Preston. Osmalic to Keane. And Keane now looking for his 4th. Pires half stopped him, but Keane gets away, and then Pires does stop him this time. Interesting game this has really been. Lyle Foster. Man free on the far side. That's Manuel Benson. There's a line of about 4 or 5 Preston players back. Burnley need numbers in the area, really. And Benson might go it alone. He tried to beat one player too many. But it might ball for Foster! Good save! Still Foster! And he just wouldn't get it out from under his feet. And Best gets it away. This is fantastic. There's no doubt about it. Keane now. Stopped again by Esteve. Now Bayer gives the ball away for Darson. Fleming. Foster, he's onside again. It's Lyle Foster for Burnley. Woodman denies him again. Lyle Foster so close to levelling the count and levelling on the hat-trick front. Now Fleming tries his luck, denied at the very last. Some match we're seeing here now. Here's Potts. McCann. Potts again. McCann again. Stopped by his opposite number, Brownhill. Now Fleming. And now Foster once more. Good defending there by Whitehall. And I have to say it's been fantastic. Whitemore did well. Now Osmalic breaking away. This could be canned for Burnley. Trafford has saved Burnley yet again. With 67 minutes gone, it's still 3-2 Preston. There's still a good portion of the second half to be played. 22 minutes worth plus injury time, in fact. Here's Trezor. Fleming. Benson is the man free on the far side. Here's Benson. Good run by him. And a good run to Foster! Yes! It's 3-3! Incredible, but wait! Bobby Benders shot the goal off for offside. It looked very, very close from where I was sitting. I thought he was onside personally. But Bobby Madley and the linesman on the far side said no, it wasn't going to be given. The linesman has said no, and the goal doesn't stand as Luca Koyosho comes on to replace Manuel Benson, and Preston have made a change. Andy Hughes on for Kian Best. So Preston survive and get a very conscientious decision in their favour. Sang the Burnley fans, if nothing else. Here's Connor Roberts, Fordarson breaking forward. Here he is now again. Kroenke on the far side. Does well. Good chest control. Burnley fans thought he used his hand. He hadn't. And here he is in the area. Good effort. Trafford didn't hold it, but then got it at the second attempt. My word, what a gut time we've had here. It's been thrills and spells and end-to-end stuff now. No further scoring, of course, since Foster's second goal, but it could have been easily 4-3 the other way. Either way, the way this game has gone, it's been a really good watch now as one more now gets the possession. And McCann has lost it and Brownhill has won it. And if he can get Fleming away past the last man, he would have had a chance there at goal and at Freddie Woodman. But still Burnley press on with 12 minutes left. And Foster's in again! Foster! Saved by Woodman! It just will not go for Burnley in the second half. Foster in particular. And Freddie Woodman has made some really good saves. Has managed down the other end. Loses possession this time, and here's Fleming. Foster's on the move once more. Here's our Foster. One more to meet him, and meet him he did. And Frankiar picks the ball up. We're into the last few minutes now. 8 of them to be exact, plus injury time. Good ball forward, and Keane is onside. He's on the move. It's Will Keane, and that would have finished it for sure. That would have finished it for sure. And still it remains 3-2 to Preston in the most remarkable game of football I think I've ever seen for a long, long time. Ben Whiteman now comes on. Roberts for Burnley. What an incredible cup tie this has been. Osmanic now through again. He couldn't possibly. Off. Side netting. So another change for Preston. Dwayne Holmes is on. So we've got to finish an half here. 4 minutes to go. Burnley a little bit casual in that passing at the end. Esteve started denied, and here's Will Keane. This one finishing. Keane stays superbly. Baird just hooks it out, but only just, mind you. And now Brownhill. 2 minutes to go. What an extraordinary cup tie this has been, and still we might have a twist. Fleming. Still Fleming. Foster making a run, but he's straight offside. And Fleming couldn't release it quickly enough because Foster had strayed offside a little bit. And here's Holmes down the other end. 3 added minutes. We're into the first of those 3. Here's Foster up against Watmore again. He's had a good game. Certainly would be a choice per man in a match for sure. Osmanic now. And Holmes. He's through. This will be the last play. Can Preston finish with a flourish? They can't. But the whistle has gone. And Burnley crash out of the first hurdle to their local rivals, Preston North End. Will Keane with a hat-trick. Foster responded in 2 for Burnley himself. But they couldn't get that third goal thanks to the brilliance of Freddie Woodman. And it's Preston who go through to the second round draw, which we'll show you right after the break. It's finished here. Preston North End, the winners by 3-2. Thanks, Johnny. Well, as Johnny Parry said, a real shock on the coupons. Burnley was 6-4 favourites, as he said at the start. But who could have predicted it would turn out like this? Burnley 2, Preston North End 3. Will Keane with a hat-trick. We're all stunned here at Turf Moor. The Burnley fans are furious. They feel that a goal was offside that wasn't given, but it looked onside to where I was sitting anyway. But it's snakes and roundabouts anyway, that is for sure. But that's football, and it's certainly an interesting debate that will be debated. But it's Preston North End to go through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. There will be Premier League opposition, but it's the clubs that are not in Europe that will come into play next time out. And you'll be able to see one of those ties with us on JB Sports, and we'll tell you at the end which game we will be selecting. So let's just look at the other results from the last couple of nights' games. Starting with Bristol 2, Bristol Rovers 2, Charlton 2, 7-6 Charlton 1 on penalties. Bristol City 2, Swindon 1. Obviously, Leeds won against West Brom. Luton have knocked out Cardiff. Sunderland scored 2 winners at Accrington. Stoke City winners at MK Dons. Well beat Fleetwood 2-1 on penalties, or after a 2-2 draw. Burton through, Wycombe through. Hull incidentally won 5-3 on penalties at the KC after a 2-2 draw. Incidentally, Birmingham 2, Coventry 1. As you saw, Burnley 2, Preston 3, Millwall 2, QPR 0 in the Old London battle, and not just far down the road on the Lancashire derby that was won by Blackburn Rovers 3-0 over Morecambe. Watford 3, Harrogate 2-0, and Norwich knocked out by Swansea. Middlesbrough beat Wrexham 2-1 at the racecourse. Carlisle through on penalties at Oxford, and Chesterfield beat Blackpool on penalties. Stockport 2, Portsmouth 2. Derby through against Crawley. Port Vale against Bolton through, go for against Bolton. Notts County 3, Huddersfield 3, Notts County winning on penalties, and Sheffield United through against Leyton Orient. The draw for the next round, Millwall Wigan, Luton against Crewe, and there's just some of the standout games. Fulham against Hull City, Notts Forest against Hull City as well. There's some of the other draws. Everton Wolves is a good one. So too Leeds Middlesbrough, Ipswich against Bristol City 2. Some of the standout games. Watford against Cambridge, Southampton against Blackburn, Birmingham as well. Chelsea Sheffield United, that's a decent tie, and that is for sure. Some big games there. Stoke City are Nottingham Forest opponents, incidentally. And incidentally, Wolves against trip to Everton is our main match. Next match you'll see with us is the championship game between Norwich and Sheffield United. But from us, bye bye.